In this video, we're going to talk about the most common mistake everybody makes when stretching their hamstrings, even me. I'm Matt Shu from Upright Health, where we help you think right, move right, and feel right. If you're new here, be sure to check out the description box for helpful links to more videos that'll help you make your hips feel good. So you're trying to stretch your hamstrings. Your hamstrings are stiff, they're tight, you can't touch your toes. Hey, guess what? Welcome to the human race and welcome to the 21st century. You're sitting all the time. No wonder your hamstrings are so stiff. It happens to me too. Even though my job is to help people move well and feel good, I still end up sitting at a computer for a long time, and then my hamstrings get real stiff and I start making the mistake that we all make. So to explain the mistake, I'm just going to show you what it looks like when I first get into a hamstring stretch after, I think it's been about 6 hours of not doing anything that helped stretch out my hamstrings. Last night, I went to a capoeira class for several hours and got my legs good and tired, and I didn't really stretch afterwards. And then this morning, I was sitting around for several hours in a seat working on a computer. So my hamstrings are kind of stiff right now. And you'll notice I've got them shortened up right now even more. And I'm going to demonstrate this with my right leg, which is generally my stiffer, tighter side. So you get to see exactly what it looks like when I'm nice and cold. So what I'm going to do is just a simple hamstring stretch. Just going to have my knee down and then throw one foot forward, and I'm keeping my hips square. Now I can feel like there's definitely some tension in the hamstrings here, and I'm also already starting to want to make the big mistake with hamstring stretching, which is just going into kyphosis with the upper back. Now, why is this a mistake? Well, especially when you're a beginner and you're trying to stretch your hamstrings, you get caught up in the wrong idea in the stretch. You're thinking you want to get your head as close to your knee or as close to your foot as possible. So with that in mind, you start bending at the spine instead of subjecting yourself to this awful discomfort in your hamstrings. So what you want to do is make sure that when you're doing a hamstring stretch, you actually feel it in the hamstrings and you're not using this gauge of head position as a measure of success. If you find that you actually can't go very far, you need to use some kind of support to help you just keep the stretch where it belongs. Through the magic of video, I now have a support. So I can take this or a chair or whatever you have handy and just use it to keep myself with a straight spine as I start to hinge forward. And now I actually can feel like, ooh, yeah, there's some glute and hamstring tightness here, and I don't even have to go far, right? I'm totally cold, unstretched, zero warm-up for this stretching session. This is where I am right now. Now, if I take some time and I use some different contraction techniques like firing up my hamstrings and then relaxing, I can get my body to make some progress, but I have to keep the sensation in the right spot. Now, I've spent about 20-30 seconds just slowly, gradually letting my body get used to the stretch. It's important when you're stretching that you take your time and that you're paying attention. Again, if all you're thinking about is I want to get lower and lower and lower, you're just going to cheat. So you want to check back here, use your internal sense of body position, or use a hand, right? And check to see what your spine is doing. And while I'm down here, I want to share one of the worst pieces of advice I ever got about my hamstrings. When I was about 16 years old, I pulled one of my hamstring muscles while playing goalie in ice hockey, and it was painful. I literally had to walk on crutches for several days because I couldn't move my leg. Now, what I was told then and over the years that I was compensating around that injury was really simple and really detrimental to my long-term physical health. Doctors kept telling me, well, if it's bugging you, just rest. Because you're young, it'll get better. But what happened was sitting on my butt and resting actually made the hamstrings not as pliable, not as strong, and not as capable of doing the job that hamstrings are supposed to do. So my left hip actually got really messed up and I started compensating with other muscles around the hip. Now, once I actually started to stretch the hamstrings and teach them how to do their jobs again, my hip got a lot better. But it took time because years of atrophy and compensation had already accumulated. I was hoping by sharing that story I would have enough time for my hamstrings to let go, but in fact I wasn't really paying attention to the sensation in my hamstrings, so they didn't really let go as much as I wanted them to. I also want to share the second big mistake that almost everybody makes when they start stretching their hamstrings. That mistake is not doing different angles with your leg. So for example, if I'm doing a hamstring stretch where my leg is just directly in front of me, and I find that, hey, if I just keep doing this stretch, I'm really good at it. I can keep getting really folded forward. I feel like I have good control. Wonderful, I'm done. I guess my hamstrings are just flexible forever. Unfortunately, the way muscles work is highly dependent on the angle at which the limb is at. So if my leg is directly in front of me and my hamstrings are good at this position, that doesn't mean they're going to be as good if I change the angle and bring the leg out, say 45 degrees or 60 degrees or even 90 degrees. So you want to make sure you experiment with different positions for your leg so that you hit the hamstrings in different positions. Changing the angle of your leg relative to the rest of your body will give you access to different hamstring muscles and will also give you access to different portions of the hamstring muscles. So for example, when I go out like this with my leg, I'll tend to get much more stretch and challenge towards the medial hamstrings. I can instead hit the lateral hamstrings if I have my leg going across my body and go into that hamstring stretch. I'll feel it more on the lateral side here. If I go down the middle, it's going to be pretty much down the middle of the leg. If I turn my leg, I'll get my lateral hamstrings in this position. I can play around here. I could go here with my foot. There's a bunch of different options. I can even bend the knee a little bit and see where that gets me. These are all things that you can play with that will really highlight weak points or weak links in your hip mobility and hamstring mobility. I'm going to continue stretching and I'm going to let you go back to your hamstring stretching. I hope you found this helpful. If you found it helpful, click the like button and leave a comment below and share this with somebody you know who can't touch their toes. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. And remember, pain sucks, life shouldn't. With the magic of through the magic of video, I now have a support. So